the car last a lot longer. It also gives you a chance to, you know, refresh yourself on your marks and make sure that you're not, you know, somebody didn't drag a whole shitload of grass into the braking zone of corner 3 or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also try not to focus on the car in front of you. Always try to drive the track. As soon as you start following somebody, you're not following good drivers, right? So you're learning mistakes. And in this car especially, really focus on using the whole track, because you need the room to get the speed up. Like here, you got room. Now you're good. You want to get to there, get your turn in nice and smooth. It's wet here, so the cars are kind of sliding out here a bit.
Yeah, I had to go all last time.
Yeah, and then when you're warming up and cooling down, drive the racing line, because you're going slow. It's a good chance to really remember the line and really teach yourself. And it'll allow you little things like these cones aren't always here, right? So you might find it's like bump, brake. You know what I mean? Or that line of tar, turn in. So give yourself references. This corner is tricky because if you come all the way out there, sometimes you can't get back here.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So sometimes you have to give up a little bit there.
Yeah.
Same here. This is a very important corner because you got a big straight. And if you're slow out of here, you're slow the whole way down. You lose a couple car lengths. Same with 7, 8, 9. Big, straight, slow corner, you can lose a ton of time there if you screw up 9. So you gotta get in here nice, get a turn, you turned a bit early, and you gotta let the car track out a little bit more. That'll come a bit more easily if you turn in a bit later, because it straightens the whole exit out. Focus on getting to the right track, turning in as your marks, right? That's good. You got a little bit of room there to play with, but there we go. A little slide. You got like 10 feet there, so you can unwind the steering a bit. As you unwind the steering, you can add throttle. Okay. You got the steering crank. You can't add throttle. It's just going to bring the back end around, which might look cool, but costs you a ton of time. That's nice. Keep my track out a little bit more there. So use the road. Still have 2 feet, 2-3 feet there. Okay. That's good through here.
Sorry, it's a bit hard with shifting. I still have a bit of trouble on that corner.
Take some practice.
Yeah.
Make sure you heel and toe downshift on the street all the time. Skip it on the track because you're harder on the brakes, but you're way over.
Yeah.
You're watching him. That's what he did, right? He had a terrible line through there and you followed him. We're only passing on the front straight today, so so if you're stuck behind somebody slow, take the time to really get your line perfect. Get that turn in perfect. Let the car out a little bit, bring it over. You can track out a little bit more, but then you got to bring it in. So here you're getting a bit of oversteer at the corner. Yeah, that's better. Use the track there. Give him a little bit of room. I want you to wait for the point by before you go. Okay. Just some of these guys get surprised. Somebody in corner 1 if they're not experienced. You know what else we can do too? really have to use the exit because you have a tight entry. You needed the space there, right? Focus on driving the track. I think he's probably going to take the Miata, so expect him to pull out.
There we go.
Yeah. Get over. You missed your turn in, Mark.
Yeah.
You turned in early, and you drifted into the middle of the track. So now I want you to pretend you got somebody on your left-hand side through the W's the whole time. You gotta leave them a car width. Keep that room good. Track home. Yeah, you got some room to play with on the exit there too. You gotta get to the right there.
Yeah.
Otherwise it fucks this all up and you lose a ton of speed. Now this is good. Put it in like fifth and take it easy on the brakes. Very easy to make a mistake and drive off on a cool down lap.
Yeah.
That actually happens almost as much as in a racing lap. And remember to drive your line, right? It's a good time to just... So the last thing you remember is perfect turn in, perfect braking point, perfect line. So you're doing pretty well.
Okay.
I think you need to, as soon as you start to try and go fast, you're getting really loose on your line.
Yeah.
So you're trying to go faster, but you're giving yourself less track to play with,
Okay.
which makes it impossible. So it makes you, basically you're setting yourself
I
up
don't want to
for,
carry way too much speed.
yeah. You're setting yourself up for spins and
Okay.
slow laps. It would be, I put a lot of time into heel and toe downshifting.
Yeah, that's one issue I have right here and all that.
Yeah. So here you kind of flow this way and then flow the car in. So it's not like a left and then a hard right. You
Yeah.
kind of flow the car in there. Because that's pretty, the way that 9 is, you kind of really have to turn it there and you're on the brakes.
Yeah.
And the car is going to not want to do that. So you kind of have to be as smooth as possible so that you can actually get the car where you need it. Because that exit is king for this lap speed here, because if you get a crap exit there, you're gonna not have any chance of passing the guy into one
Yeah.
in a race situation.
Okay.
And then also think about trying to smooth out your inputs a bit, like just relax at the wheel a little bit more, get that wheel turned in nice and smooth. Try and think of, like, you know, when you're turning in, you get to that lock position and you just kind of hold it there. You're not doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because every time you're doing that, you're changing the weight around in the car, and the car's settling on its springs, and it's you know, the tires are lightening and getting loading, and
Yeah.
it's gonna make the car want to slide more, which means you can't go as fast. So to really go fast, you have to be super smooth.
Okay.
Because then the car will carry way more speed through the corner. But that's probably the hardest thing to learn,
Yeah.
is smoothness.
I definitely still have trouble on that last corner.
That corner, yeah, this guy's been racing for a long time that I have trouble with it.
Well,
It might
just-
be going away too, actually. It's kind of a, it's has to do with our fencing and stuff. We have to have it that way, but we're getting new fencing in there, so it might go back to the older configuration, which is more of a straight shot into it.
Yeah.
More of a conventional, better passing corner.